What's good, all of my Ruthless addicts? It is your girl, Tika Deshawn, and I am here to bring you another recap, okay? The episode was entitled, Does the Highest Know? This is from Tyler Perry's Season 3, Episode 9. And I think the name of this episode should have been A Hard Head Would Make a Soft Ass, because we had three people on this Rakadushi compound that had no business being on this Rakadushi compound. Those three people being Lynn, Malcolm, and Brian. Both, definitely Malcolm and Brian were informed to stand down, not to go to the Rakadushi compound. However, they didn't listen. Neither one of them listened. So this is where it ends them up. Malcolm is still in the process of being questioned by Daikon, and Dikahn he's just sitting there letting him, feed him information, but he threatens to put Malcolm back into the punishment cooler, and Malcolm says, no, please, just give me a blanket and I'll tell you everything. Give me a blanket. He was like, I'm gonna have frostbite, and Malcolm and Dikahn says, frostbite in the hot ass Virginia. If you put somebody in the freezer, Daikon, yeah, they can still get frostbite. So he basically is not conforming to what Malcolm wants. And with all that being said, Malcolm still feeds him information. But the one thing Malcolm just realized, at this point, Malcolm realized, I just messed up. Because Daikon says, does your boss even know that you're here? And Malcolm is like, well, he told me not to come, and Daikon basically said the same thing. So he told you not to come, and you still came, and so Daikon proceeds to let us all know, oh, your boss is in on it too. Not only does he say your boss is in on it, he gives us a name, y'all, Mac. How the heck? If Mac is not in on it, how the heck does Daikon know his name? Is it just coincidence that he knows the name of Mac? Or is Mac really the next Dirty Diana? The next Sheriff Conley? The next Lilo? What's up with Mac? So, with that being said, those things were revealed after he still gave him all the information. He even got to the point where Malcolm told Daikon that Andrew stopped giving him information, and so that's why he came. But of course Daikon didn't fall for it. Of course he didn't fall for it. Obviously he didn't fall for it if Mac is in on it, y'all. That shocked me. That was shocker number one. Okay, then we have Zane and Manny on one of these buses. He snatched her up from going inside of, or not going inside, but taking food to the prisoners, which was Oliver and Lacey. Now, Zane pulls out a knife. Zane, she ready this time, but with all that being said, he basically was gonna try to take it again from her. And she was like, not today, partner. Let me, she pulls out this knife on him, a big old knife. And I'm like, dang, Zane, you keep popping up with all these knives, but you gave one to Melinda, you gave one to, and you got one yourself, but nobody is using the knife except Manny. He could easily take that knife from you. So rather than having a conversation with him, you should have just went on and stuck one in him. But thankfully, River pulls up on the bus and sees the two of them having the conversation, and he asks, is everything okay here? No, it's not okay. Your boy messing with our girl again. So with that being said, Zane, River says, you don't want to go to the Heist with this information, saying because you're raping Zane. You need to just, basically what y'all need to do is you need to leave her alone, stay out of her way, and she needs to stay out of your way. Manny also said, oh, well, she's been sneaking food to the prisoners. Okay, well, Manny, I think your punishment, your offense would be greater than her sneaking some bread to somebody. But at thinking about it, with it being the highest, shoot, all crimes are punishable under his laws, okay? So, anyway, River got the two of them to come to an agreement. You stay away from him, I'll stay away from you. But I think somebody should have stabbed Manny anyway, because Manny is a loaded gun, and he's ready to go off at any time. And he has taken advantage of Zane one too many times. Okay, so then we are in the punishment, the torture trailer with Brian and Lynn. Lynn is finally waking up. You know, they gave whatever they gave her, knocked her out really, really good. But she's finally waking up out of that deep sleep, that euphoria, that confusion, that state that she was in. She's looking around and she's complaining about it being hot, regardless of the fact Brian is trying to get her to look at him so she can talk to him. And he, you know, she finally looks at him and she's complaining because it's hot in that trailer. Now mind you guys, she don't say crap about, you know, she doesn't say much of anything about Brian and his fingers being cut off. Thankfully, somebody obviously wrapped up Brian's hands so he wouldn't bleed to death. But she didn't, you know, she didn't make a big old fuss about that. She was more, she's a selfish person. Obviously, she's a selfish person because she only complained about things that affected her, which was how hot it was in that container. Now, Brian, he proceeds to ask Lynn, did you sleep with Malcolm? And you don't ask a high person any questions, because a high person gonna tell you the truth. And she did. She said, yes, I slept with him. And because he basically screws her better. And that's why she slept with him. And of course, poor Brian, not only does he have to suffer with a damaged hand, but he also has to suffer a broken heart. And that's all he can do right now is suffer a broken heart. But before she came out of that state that she was in, she was all confused. She was like, is this a dream? Is this a nightmare? No, sis, you're just high. And yeah, it might be considered the worst nightmare of your life, depending on what they do to you next. Then we have Then we have Daikon and Manny standing outside of the Heist trailer. Of course, Daikon is getting ready to go in and tell the Heist what's going on. But Manny walks up and he tells him, go find Andrew. Of course, Daikon has to let the Heist know what's going on with Andrew, the information that they just found out, and he also, you know, and I think Manny thought that he was going to be in trouble at this point, but no, he didn't address anything pertaining to Manny. He just, he really just wanted him to go look for Andrew, and like I said, Andrew was out there on that perimeter somewhere. We have no idea, but Daikon, that's what Manny's mission was, to go and look for Andrew, and he sent him on his way. So then we go into the Heist's trailer, and Ruth is in there, you know, cleaning it up, making it look nice and neat, so on and so forth. I don't know what kind of company they're expecting, but she is cleaning it up, making it look neat in appearance. And then Daikon walks in, and the conversation is, where is the Heist? He's asleep right now. What is he? I need to talk to him. Do you really want to wake him up right now? You know, that whole conversation between the two of them, it's like tension, like you was banging me, now you banging him. You know, there's so many things that I could talk to him about, but I won't. So anyway, you know, they come to the conclusion that they're gonna wait. They're gonna wait until the Heist wakes up, and then Daikon will speak with him. Like, I already knew that Daikon was going to be headed over to the Heist's trailer because the last time he didn't reveal what was going on to the Heist, he ended up being punished because of, not communicating to the Heist fast enough. So anyway, Daikon walks out of the trailer, and he and our girl, Supreme Mother Marva, Elder Supreme, Supreme Elder, whichever name you want to give her, they have a conversation. It's always comical when the two of them can meet up, but lately they've somewhat been on the same page. Marva, at this point, you should just come straight out and tell Daikon what you want. He don't like having conversations with you as it is, so just come out straight out and tell him what it is that you want. So Marva proceeds to let Daikon know, I need a man to go to the store. Okay, well, Daikon, in the middle of all that's going on, I can't provide you with somebody right now to go to the store for you. So you just gonna have to wait. Whatever it is you need is gonna have to wait. She says, well, we need to get the Heist's medicine, and we also need to get a pregnancy test. And Daikon is like, a pregnancy test? Like, what you need a pregnancy test for? And she says to him, I don't think Ruth is pregnant. That sparks a look in Daikon's face. Like, what do you mean you don't think she's pregnant? And he says that, exactly that. What do you mean you don't think she's pregnant? So, with that being said, then Daikon kind of changes his tune and says, okay, give me a minute. Let me see what I can do. Let me see who I can find that can go to the store for you. She felt good about touching Daikon. She had a little smile on her face. I don't know the nature of the relationship between Marva and Daikon. Some people say that Daikon is Marva's son. I honestly don't know. I don't know. I know the Heist recruited her, but I don't know if I could say that Daikon is her son. That's something that will probably come along later on if, in fact, it is true. Anyway, we have River and Ruth standing over by the shower. Why is it that River and Ruth can easily meet over by the shower and have a whole conversation? Like, they literally, and then the people standing around in the showers, they don't hear anything. Y'all speaking so freely, you gotta be careful because you don't know what these people over here in the shower are hearing. And so River basically is just, same old. Ruth, I need you to talk to Zane. Manny's been messing with her. Manny, he's been raping her. And then she says, well, has the Heist been raping you? Like, it was just a confusing moment, the whole time they were at that shower area. Like, y'all doing a whole lot of talking and not really saying much. And you have, people that can possibly hear you and report back to the Heist. So moving along from that scene, we make our way to the punishment trailer where Oliver and Lacey are. There was not a whole lot. The blame game had been played last week between the two of them. And so this week, we got in this episode, Lacey is pretty much tired. She just has given up. She asked Oliver if he would basically kill her rather than the Rockaduchis do it. She would prefer that Oliver take her out. How crazy is that, you guys? She asked him to choke her to death, basically to choke her to death. She said she'd rather be choked to death than punished by whoever is going to punish the two of them. Sad situation, y'all. Sad situation. Lacey was the one that was extremely hopeful. Now she's giving up hope. She asked Oliver, she said, if Zane doesn't come back in an hour, I just want you to do it. And Oliver's like, no, I can't do that. I cannot do that. I can't, he was persistent in saying that he cannot take her life for her. That's a crazy request, you guys. If y'all were in a position like this, like what Zane like what Lacey and Oliver are in a punishment trailer, on the being a part of a cult, you just literally giving up your life to somebody who only kills people anyway. What would you guys do? And you're in the trailer with somebody, and you know you get ready to get punished. At some point, you're going to be punished. Would you ask the other person to take your life? Or how would you handle the situation? Drop the comments below. I just want to know what you guys are thinking on this situation, okay? So then, our girl Ruth makes her way over to Elder Mother Marva. Ruth, sis, I love you, but I don't know why you keep fooling around with Marvel. She don't like you. She does not like you. Marva does not like you. Any correspondence between the two of you is extremely fake. She doesn't like you. So Ruth is standing, she's over there talking to Marva, trying to put it in her head. Oh, well, I'm glowing. Oh, Marva says to her that she's glowing, and Ruth is trying to rub on her belly that doesn't exist, and trying to play the whole role as if she's really pregnant. And Marva says, well, I saw you in the shower. Marva, you out there watching all the people in the showers and stuff, you little freak. But she says, I saw you in the shower, and you don't look like you're pregnant. Your stomach should be the size of a cantaloupe. Really, Marva? How do you know? Okay, she says it should be the size of a cantaloupe. And Ruth proceeds to let her know, well, it was just like this when I was pregnant with Callie. I didn't look like I was pregnant, and then all of a sudden, boom, I was just as big as I don't know what. So, Ruth is definitely trying to play her role, trying to get Marva's brain off of just her being pregnant. So now, y'all, somewhere out of the blue, it becomes nighttime, evening time. It's dark, and the Heist has not eaten yet because Marva's coming into the kitchen to go ahead and make his food. But Andrew happens to be in the kitchen. What Andrew does, he's basically in the kitchen trying to get pain pills. He's gonna use those pain pills later on, but he tells her, oh, I have a fever and I have a headache and it's starting to kick in. And Marva slaps him on his forehead. I'm like, seriously, if he had a headache, he it's worse now. She just slapped him on the forehead to put that hand up to test his temperature. Marva, you dirty for that. But okay. So she taps, she tests the forehead. And she asked him, she said, well, what did you take earlier? He said, I took some aspirin, but that didn't really work for me. So then she goes over to this bottle of pills and she gives it to him and says that this will be better. He's like, okay, but what is it? So Marva never reveals exactly what type of pill it is. But I do have a strange suspicion that Andrew already knows what the pill is. He pretends to put it in his mouth and to swallow it. But in actuality, he tucks it. I guess he has a pocket over there on the side. He tucks it down in his pocket. Then we're making our way back over to the Heist's trailer where Joan has entered into the trailer. Ruth is still, Ruth is present, but Joan is still in the trailer and the Heist is back there sleeping. So they're having this loud, unnecessary conversation. And so the Heist wakes up. I don't know if the volume of that conversation was intentional. However, they were talking loud enough. And I'm saying to myself, y'all be quiet. You don't want to wake him up. But I think they really did want to wake him up to get him out of that trailer. And so John basically just told the Heist, in order, she was saying to the Heist, I need to check the emails to see if more banks have approved for us to take more money. And with that being said, the Heist says, okay, do what you have to do. And she does. she and Ruth sit down, and they're still talking out of pocket, like random stuff that had nothing to do with nothing. And I think she thought that the highest could be still listening in, but Ruth was like, nah, he's gone. Go ahead. I'm like, how you know he gone, Ruth? You got the door closed. How can you see? Is it about footsteps that you know when his footsteps hit the bottom of that ground, he's actually gone? Anyway, y'all. So then Ruth, like I said, she has a seat right next to Joan, and Joan basically tells her, okay, we got approval from another bank to another 2 banks to be able to get some money out of. So at this point, Joan has calculated up to $750,000 worth of money worth of cash that they can actually get out of the bank. Now she asked Ruth, is that enough for us to, get along or get on or whatever, to be able to go? And Ruth says, no, that's not enough. So now, Ruth, you just got greedy. You should have took what you had and left. I know it's not a lot of money, but it would have got you started, sis. So now you're definitely on that Rocky Douche compound for the long haul. And so, Joan said something slick to Ruth, like, I'm surprised that, he chose you, and, of course, the little normal back and forth banter between the two of them. Ruth said something to Joan, and Joan was like, oh, and she took her glasses off. Oh, don't let the glasses and the and the mousy voice fool you. So Joan is trying to let us know, look, I'm about it. I will handle you if you run up on me. So then Ruth is she's sitting there, she's quiet. Now, I didn't mention that Marva threw it up in her face previously that Tally was dead. Because Ruth does not trust Marva, she played it off. She said, oh, well, she was a deserter. She deserved, to die. But, of course, in the heart of hearts, we know how Ruth feels about Tally. She loves Tally. Tally is like a sister to her. And so Ruth asked Joan, is it true that Tally is dead? And she says, yes, it's true. Now, let me tell y'all real quick how dirty Marva is. She said, oh, do you miss Tally? I'm like, why would you throw that in her face? Whether she was dead or not, why would you throw that in Ruth's face? Like I said, Ruth says, no, I don't miss her. She was a deserter. So anyway, back to her and Joan having that conversation. And you could clearly tell that it affected Ruth, knowing that her friend, her sister, is dead. Not only is she dead, but she killed herself. Not only that, she went to her in-laws, Ruth's ex-in-laws home to kill herself. Why would she go there? What was her purpose behind going to that house? Was there a message she was trying to send? She doesn't. Ruth is hurt by the situation. I made a video earlier for you guys, which is called, it's a spoiler alert about pertaining to Tally's death, and Joan actually gives Ruth the details. But if you watch the Oval, then you already know Tally went to Barry's parents' house and basically took the gun to her mouth and killed herself. And Joan tells Ruth, you have to basically stay focused. But Ruth is just like, get out. Like, I can't right now. I'm in mourning mode. She's sad. And of course, you would be too if it happened to you, So anyway, there's still a little shackling. First of all, can I say Lynn was extra in this punishment trailer, banging on the walls, and Brian was like, Lynn, be quiet. You got to be quiet. And finally, Andrew makes his way into the trailer. He brings the both of them pills for the pain. Andrew in his mind of minds, he has a plan. He's definitely not letting us know what his plan is, but he's trying to, help them with the pain, because the medicine, whatever they gave Lynn earlier, gave her a massive headache. And of course, Brian, with his hand being cut off, he's distraught, in pain. But neither one, well, we're not going to say neither one. Brian didn't want the pain medicine. Lynn, of course, crackhead, she wanted the pain medicine, and she took it. But it's crazy. We didn't know what side Andrew was on. I don't know if I'm pretty sure I've said this, but Andrew, he's still FBI. Unfortunately, because of the newfound information that we found out about Mac, they have no leadership. Which is another question that I have. Why would Mac send Andrew in there in the first place? If he knew he was dirty, why would you put your agents at risk? I'm confused about that. That's my biggest concern, you guys. Well, that's about it. That's the end of the episode. Of course, Brian was steadily telling Andrew, you need to help us get out of here. And Andrew was like, I'm trying to think of something. Well, you need to call Mac. Okay, even if he calls Mac on the dirty side. At this point, Mac is on the dirty side. So how are they going to maneuver out of this situation, you guys? Well, that's about it. That's about it, folks. Make sure you drop your comments below. If you have any questions, make sure you drop them below. I will respond sometime this week or next in another episode of a Ruthless conversation with the subscribers. So make sure you drop your questions, drop your comments below. This episode was very, very enlightening. It was needed. A lot of the dialogue that happened needed to happen. So with that being said, y'all, that's about it. Thank y'all so much for subscribing to All Things Ruthless. And if you're not a part of the All Things Ruthless family, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the like button to show your girl a little love, okay? All right, y'all. Well, that's about it. Thank y'all so much. Y'all stay blessed and stay ruthless. Hey guys, I don't know if I mentioned this, but this image that you're looking at is an image of Lynn. She was doing all of that rambling and screaming and yelling at everybody and everything, and Andrew, and I'm gonna tell everything if you don't get me out of here. And basically, Andrew had to kick her behind back to sleep. That's it, y'all. All right, y'all stay ruthless. Hey guys, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, All Things Ruthless, where I, your girl, Dikahn, will usher you all of the latest Ruthless content.